Hey guys, I'm back with another video. As you can see, hope you liked the sweet new intro. Big shout out to my main man, Vengeful Alkalite, aka Simon. Kudos on the video intro, and here we go. So, she leads off with an Entei, and I lead off with my regular Glade lead. And she's like, oh snap, this guy's crazy. And I just taunted because I didn't think I would outspeed it, but I got lucky and she switched out. So I go for a Shadow Sneak just to sneak in there and get some damage. Haha, pun! No. And I get a lucky crit, so that's good for me. And she Shadow Balls. And Glade's got the special defense to take the Shadow Ball, even though it's super effective. And so that leaves me still alive. And I made a dumb move here because obviously she was going to switch, but I Shadow Sneaked anyway, just in case. I probably could have close combated just to see what happened, but hey, what can you do? It's over. So I stay in to try and debond, and she Shadow Balls, and I die. So I send in Lantern, she subs up, which is a very good move on her part, as I go for the T-Wave. Tried to paralyze, but that didn't work. And she gets in a Calm Mind, and I surf that doll-type figure away. I've always wondered what that substitute thing is. Anyway, so now she's subbing, and I'm surfing, because I know she's going to keep subbing, and hoping I'm going to try and T-Wave again. But to no avail. And so she switches out as I go for another surf, and she brings in Umbreon, and Umbreon is one of those defensive walls that is very defensive and wally, so it takes the surf very easily. So she goes for the Toxic, and I go for the T-Wave, because I'm cool like that, but thankfully she got the Toxic up before I T-Waved, because then Synchronize would have kicked in and I would have been paralyzed too, and that would not be good. Although I suppose it'd be better than Poison, but I personally don't think so. So I surf and get some pair hacks in, so that's all good for me. And you know, it's like a stall battle, but not really, because I switch out and I bring in my Rhyperior to absorb the payback that's coming, because I know Umbreon doesn't really have any good special moves, so I'm like, yo, Rhyperior can take a hit, and he can, because he's a big rock thing. And so she brings in Gardevoir, and I know she was going to switch, so I get some free Stealth Rocks, which is sweet. And I'm anticipating the Psychic that's coming, so I bring Lantern back out to absorb the Psychic. But she actually went for Hypnosis, which was bizarre, I think, but that's okay, because either way, even if Hypnosis did hit, it wouldn't work on my Lantern. And so now she Psychics, and I take it decently, but I get in, and so I decide that I should get in my T-Wave. And thankfully this one has Synchronize, but because I'm poisoned it can't Synchronize Paralysis onto me, so that was a very smart move on my part. And so I surf just to get in some damage, and I just let Lantern go down for the count, so I can get a free switch in to bring Rhyperior back in. And I go for Stone Edge because I thought she would switch, but it missed, but thankfully her Hypnosis missed. And I did Stone Edge again because I knew it wouldn't miss 2 times in a row. I was feeling lucky. I rolled the dice and I got a Stone Edge that knocked her out. So she brings in the Slowbros, and I stay in because I think I was trying to EQ, but she gets a crit Surf, and I'm not 100% sure whether that was useless or not, or whether I would have actually lived a Surf. But either way, the fat thing with something eating its tail knocked me out, which was weird. But I bring in the Reg, and I Depulse. Okay, I actually just did Shorten Dark Pulse to Depulse. Wow. Huh. Anyway, knocks it out because it's super effective, and I've got Expert Belt, so that increases that. And she brings in the Umbreon, and I don't think she was anticipating the superpower of the Reginald, because even though he's a bird, he punches people with his superpower. And she goes for the payback, but thankfully Umbreon doesn't have a very good attack stat, plus it's not very effective, so even though I did a nice chunk of damage, that's not going to do much. And I went for the Depulse because I thought she would switch to her Rotom, anticipating another superpower, but she didn't, and thankfully I got a flinch, so I superpowered again, and I knocked the Umbreon out, so woo! Reginald can be sweet once he gets some plays in, he's got to get some moves. And now comes the Swampert. Oh lord, the Swampert. I nasty plotted because I thought it would Stealth Rock or something, but it used Avalanche, and this is another key play for me, because once I saw the Avalanche, I knew it was a physical Swampert, not a Mixpert, so if it had Ice Beam, I would have been in a whole heap of trouble, but thankfully it was physical. So I brought the Tangrowth out, and I went for Sleep Powder. because I think it might have been holding an item that makes it slower on purpose, but I don't really know how I outsped it. Anyway, she switches, and I went for the knockoff to try and knock the lefties off the Swampert, but that didn't work. And here's another key play. Wow, 3 key plays apparently. But hey, you know, that's how it rolls. She flamethrowered, and I knew she would flamethrower, so I switched out to my Blaziken to take the flamethrower very nice. And I superpower to knock out the Entei, and it goes brrrr and dies. And now she brings in Swoosh, because I think she might know I'm Scarfed. So I switch back out to Tangrowth, and this perplexed me a little. Ooh, big word, perplexed. She Shadow Balled, and I didn't die. Because I know Tangrowth doesn't have a very good special defense stat, so I don't know how that went down. But anyway, I went for the knockoff because it's super effective, and it's magical, and would hit, whereas Power Whip's a little dicey. So she brings the Swampert back out, and go for the Power Whip, and I knock it out. Goodbye, Swampert. Man, I hate those things. They are annoying. But yeah, so very good battle, ElementalD1. I like the teamage. I'm going to post a link up in the corner to her, that thing that you go watch videos on. Forget what it's called right now, Brain Block. So rate, comment, sub. Thanks. Peace.